The Microsoft Cloud allows us to access information from anywhere.
The Microsoft Cloud allows us to scale up.
Microsoft Cloud changes our world dramatically.
It wasn't too long ago, it would take 2 weeks to sequence and analyze a genome. Now, we can do 100 per day.
With the Microsoft Cloud, we don't have to build server rooms. We have instant scale.
The Microsoft Cloud is helping us to rebuild and reinterpret our business.
This cloud helps transform business. This is the Microsoft Cloud.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome VP Enterprise and Partner Group Canada, Chris Berry.
Well, good morning and welcome, and thanks for being here today. My name is Chris Berry, and I do lead the enterprise business for Microsoft Canada. I do want to welcome you and thank you for joining us today. This is part of our Microsoft Technology Summit, part of a 17-city tour, which spans the globe. And we're very excited to have you here today to learn about how we can help you on your digital transformation. Now, Canada is a great country that inspires innovation, and we, Microsoft, have made significant investments here in Canada recently, including the opening of our 2 data centers, one here in Ontario, as well as one in Quebec, along with the opening of our Research and Development Center at Microsoft Vancouver. Now, I don't need to talk to the people in this room about the pace of change of innovation. The fact is, the cloud is not where we're headed at this point. It's where we're already at. And we see this continuance of cloud momentum growing here in Canada. We'll start today with a keynote highlighting Microsoft's cloud innovations and continue with customer stories, networking opportunities for each of you, more than 60 hands-on labs, and more than 80 breakout sessions. Now, recently we conducted a survey of more than 700 executives here, of technology executives and other executives here in Canada. And what we discovered is that 71% of them said that implementing a digital strategy is one of their top business priorities in the coming year. At the same time, 68% of them said they're already leveraging cloud to do so. And 81% of them feel that cloud solutions will play a very critical role in supporting their digital strategies moving forward. However, despite this momentum, executives still have concerns and questions about moving to the cloud, with 58% citing security as a top concern, and another 47% citing privacy as a key area of concern. Moreover, only 21% of those surveyed executives feel they are fully prepared in the case of a data breach or data hack. Microsoft has invested significantly in security, and today you'll hear from experts and customers who will demonstrate how we can help you significantly transform your business digitally with confidence. You'll also hear from Doug Schneider, the Chief Technology Officer of Manulife, who will talk about his organization's cloud journey and how he and his team are driving positive change across the organization, working with Microsoft as their trusted cloud provider. We are very thrilled to have you here today and look forward to helping you empower you on your journey to the cloud. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Takeshi Nomoto. Based out of our Redmond, Washington headquarters, Takeshi has been with Microsoft for more than 19 years. As the corporate vice president for Microsoft's Cloud and Enterprise division, he leads a team committed to helping customers like yourselves, as well as partners, make the transition to the cloud. I've had the pleasure of working with Takeshi for many years, and I'm thrilled that he can be here today. To give you a view of where Microsoft is headed with respect to cloud, security, and a look at our innovations, please join me in welcoming Takeshi Nomoto. Takeshi, great to see you.
Good morning. Come on, good morning. That's much better. On behalf of Microsoft, welcome to the Microsoft Tech Summit. It's absolutely my honor to kick off this event. For the next 60 minutes, I'll provide an overview of the work we're doing across our product portfolio and the success that our customers are having with them. Our goal for this event is for you to leave here with a clear understanding of where we're going and also the investments we're making to help you in your business and in your career. Our mission at Microsoft is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. Empowerment is absolutely at the core of all of our work. And today, at this Tech Summit, we're going to focus on the work we're doing to enable you to deliver amazing solutions for your teams and for your organizations. As a company, we are rallying around 3 core ambitions to deliver solutions that enable you to deliver more personal computing, to deliver solutions that enable you to reinvent productivity for your organization and for your teams, and to reinvent business processes, and to deliver solutions that enable you to take advantage of an intelligent cloud platform. As IT pros and developers, you're absolutely at the core of our ambitions. It is your use of our technologies and products that turn our work into real transformational business impact for your organizations that really drive business impact and transformation. And a key driver of that transformation is the cloud. Cloud is absolutely a generational shift in computing, and it represents major changes for everyone, Microsoft included. And every organization over the next few years is going to need a strategy for how they move from where they are to how they're going to take maximum advantage of what the cloud offers. Organizations will look to adopt new cloud-based productivity and business applications that enable employees to be more productive and to reinvent business processes. Organizations will also build new applications that enable them to better engage with their customers, optimize their operations, and take advantage of cloud-based infrastructure to achieve even better agility and cost savings. And organizations will also take advantage of new data and intelligence capabilities, whether it be machine learning, advanced analytics, cognitive services, or IoT, to unlock new insights about the vast amounts of data that exist across many organizations and to enable intelligence actions from it. And they will need to ensure all these solutions that are delivered is manageable and secure in a very holistic way. And it's this combination of all these scenarios that enable organizations to become more agile, lower their costs, and really differentiate and transform their business. And the Microsoft Cloud is really unique in that it delivers in all these scenarios. No other companies offer the breadth and depth of what the Microsoft Cloud delivers. And we deliver all of this with a global, trusted, and hybrid promise that is truly differentiated in the industry. Microsoft Cloud is a globally scaled cloud platform. And over the last several years, we've really been hard at work expanding it to run all over the world. The circles on this map are Azure regions, which are made up of clusters of data centers where you can run and deploy your applications and solutions. With 38 unique Azure regions around the world, including 2 right here in Canada, 1 in Toronto, 1 in Quebec, we offer twice as many choice in locations and countries as AWS. And this enables you to run your applications and solutions close to your employees or your customers or your markets so that you can grow your business in more geographical markets. What makes each of these regions really unique, though, is the sheer size of them. We're constantly building out and activating new data centers to expand the capacity of all of our regions. Let's take a look at a video that provides a bit of a behind-the-scenes look into our data centers. Please roll the video. I heard a wow. That's great. Microsoft Cloud is really optimized for business and enterprises. For us, enterprises aren't an afterthought. They're really a critical design point across all of our teams. And it's not just about technology. Microsoft has decades of experience supporting businesses and enterprises of customers of all sizes. This means we really understand the critical requirements of running software for businesses, including certifications, data sovereignty, the security, and privacy. In fact, Microsoft Cloud has more compliance certifications than any other cloud vendor. The Microsoft Cloud is also the only global public cloud provider that is legally licensed to operate in China, and the only one with full data sovereignty in Germany with the unique data trustee model that we offer. Microsoft is also the only technology company delivering a complete hybrid solution. All of our customers need to be able to take advantage of the IT investment they've already made and use it synergistically in conjunction with the cloud. So hybrid isn't a buzzword. It really is a reality. And we're unique in that we can bring deep on-premise experience we've developed over the years and also give you a globally scaled public cloud offering that spans the entire technology stack. And hybrid does not just mean connectivity between your on-prem environments and a public cloud. Real hybrid requires consistency across your entire technology estate. And hybrid consistency also doesn't just mean infrastructure. No customer just has infrastructure. And that is why at Microsoft we've invested in a hybrid consistency across the entire technology stack. Not just infrastructure, but application platform, identity, all the way up to productivity and business applications. And this in turn gives you maximum flexibility as you move forward to take advantage of cloud-based solutions. And enables you to use a common set of skills and tools along the way. And all of these combined capabilities that we offer are leading to tremendous amount of momentum and adoption for Microsoft Cloud right now. Over 85% of Fortune 500 companies are now running their business using Microsoft Cloud. In fact, over 60% of them are using more than 3 of our cloud offerings. And these are just a handful of some of the customers running on Microsoft Cloud today. We're also adding over 120,000 Azure subscription every month. And I'm excited to have the global CTO from Manulife here at this event today to talk about their cloud transformation story. Manulife, I'm sure you all know, is a leading Canada-based financial services group founded in 1887, providing some of the very best financial protection and wealth accumulation products backed by financial strength and security of a global leader. Doug Schneider, the worldwide global CTO at Manulife, has been brilliantly implementing a 3-year cloud strategy plan for Manulife, of which they're now going through the 3rd year. So let's welcome Doug, the worldwide CTO for Manulife, on stage. So Doug, thank you so much for being here. And let's dive right in. So, can you talk to us about what were the business needs for the cloud, and why the bet on Azure and Microsoft?
Yeah. Well, I think all of us are in the same camp out in IT land with the businesses wanting to do things faster, provide more agility, more capability, and clearly we aren't immune to that in our IT organization. We have a large global organization. We're in the U.S. with the John Hancock brand and Manulife around the rest of the world. Our business has many desires to improve our digital capability And in the world of legacy kind of IT build, it's just going to take us too long to get there. So the agility we have, the capacity, I'll give you one example, how transformational the world is today. We made an acquisition of the pension business of New York Life. We actually forklifted the entire environment into Microsoft Azure. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that would just not have been possible for us to conceive of how do you carve out part of a big global company and move it to our company without the cloud option that Microsoft provided us. So it was it's been a wonderful journey over the last 3 years and continues to be so.
Great. And as a Canadian company, though, did you have any concerns about storing, your data in Microsoft Cloud, and how did you approach that?
Yeah, that's a great question. Those of us that are in the financial services space are regulated. We do have compliance and technology risk issues that we have to abide to from a regulatory perspective. I, for one, am a strong believer that the cloud-based providers, namely Microsoft, AWS, Salesforce, IBM, and you look at the scale that was just on the physical infrastructure. That scale is equivalent on the virtual, if I can call it, or the logical infrastructure around security and other software to make the cloud work. And I'm a big believer that the security one can obtain in Microsoft in the cloud offering is far superior to what we can build on our own. It's analogous to each of us out there thinking we could build one of those data centers. It's the same applies to me on the security side, on the tooling, the orchestration, the provisioning, the scale that all of us need to operate in or take advantage of out there is just only available in the cloud offerings, and Microsoft's suite of capability just fit very nicely with where we're headed.
And what's some of the business impact that you're seeing from your cloud journey?
Well, we've got close to 35% of our infrastructure now running in Microsoft Azure. That's happened in the last 18 months. So we've got classic cloud-based applications that we move first. Some of us that have month-end and quarter-end processing to do, we need a lot of cores at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, and we don't need very many during the month when we're not running those jobs. And so we've got well over I think last night we provisioned 6,000 cores. That was done in 5 to 10 minutes, and they're up and running, and away we go. So that scale allows us to dial up and dial down that consumption. A year or two ago, we would have had over provisioned on 22 days of the month, and really under provisioned around the end of the month. And that that's just a classic cloud-based application that really didn't take us too long to get up and running in Azure.
Right. Yeah. And what advice would you give to everybody here?
Well, my advice would be that those of you that still think the cloud is a fad, it's not. It's inevitable. Those of you that remember the days back in the .com era when some of the business users, you may have said, geez, you got to get a website out there, and they said, don't worry about it, that'll pass. Those IT folks out there that don't think that the cloud is disrupting you personally, I'd ask you to take a second look around. But my advice, we work with 3 Ps. We work with precision, we work with purpose, and we work with pace. And that's what I'd share with you. Is just it's inevitable, and buckle up, and you better get going faster, because the business today will roll right over top of you if you're not disrupting yourself and disrupting how you get work done.
Great. Doug, thanks so much for joining us and sharing your transformation story.
Thank you.
So now I want to start talking about Azure because this is really the Microsoft Cloud Computing Platform and is the foundation of all of Microsoft Cloud offerings. You can use Azure for core infrastructure and just use the base compute, storage, and network. You can also take advantage of the platform services and benefit from reduced overhead and cloud native scale. Our cloud platform and tools together really deliver amazing productivity for you to advance your solutions and enable customers to move faster and be even more successful. Now, both Azure core infrastructure and the platform services are very open. You can use it to support, it supports multiple devices, device operating system platforms and endpoints, use multiple operating systems, system programming languages, and tools. And this slide highlights just some of the technologies that you can use and you can leverage to build Azure solutions today. With Azure, customers can use the best of the Windows ecosystem and the best of the Linux ecosystem together and build truly amazing solutions. And here are some examples of customers using Azure core infrastructure at scale. Esri, for example, delivers geospatial solution using Azure with tens of thousands of databases. Rockwell Automation is running SAP HANA, which is very memory intensive, of course, on Azure. ChronoDrive, a large retailer, is running their SQL databases in Azure and have cut their accounting times in half. Now, as you start to run more applications and infrastructure in the cloud, one of the things we know you would want to do is to be able to manage it across multiple environments. You will likely start running your workload both in Azure as well as on-premises with perhaps existing bare metal or VMware or Hyper-V-based virtualization environments. Our management and security solution now enable you to easily manage VMs, servers, and apps in this hybrid world. We provide an integrated solution that includes log analytics, automation, backup, disaster recovery, as well as data protection, along with integrated security analysis and reporting. And to show you, sort of give you a sense of what these capabilities are, please join me in welcoming Jeff to showcase some of our hybrid management and security capabilities.
Thanks, Takeshi. It's a pleasure to be here. How's everybody doing? Oh, not too bad. One more time. How's everybody doing? Excellent. Well, listen, it's a true pleasure to be here to talk about what we're doing in public cloud, what we're doing with Azure, and what we're doing with hybrid cloud management. Now, as Takeshi mentioned, when it comes to Azure, Azure is global. We want to provide you resources and services literally around the world that you can provision anywhere at any time. We want to give you the best cloud whenever and wherever it makes business sense. It's hybrid. We are absolutely focused on making sure that you can run in the public cloud, whether it's Azure, whether it's AWS, or on-premises, whether it's Windows Server, Hyper-V, VMware, Linux, you name it. We want to give you the best hybrid solution. And then finally, we're of course extremely focused on security because no one is having a cloud conversation today that doesn't have a critical security component with that. So with that, let's dive into Azure for just a moment. As you can see here, I'm going to go right here into services because I just wanted to give you an example. Takeshi was mentioning some of the services that we offer. We literally offer hundreds of resources and services that are ready here at your fingertip. From compute, we've got virtual machines, we've got container services, batch accounts, service fabric, and so much more. We've got networks, we've got load balancers, gateways, DNS zones, CDN, ExpressRoute, storage, we've got tables, queues, blobs, we've got mobile, we've got web, we've got IoT, we've got AI, we've got data analytics, we've got all sorts of capabilities literally ready for you to run and deploy anywhere around the world that can make your organization agile. And a good example of that is to actually switch on over here to virtual machines for just a second. Here you can see I've got a laundry list of VMs running literally in locations all around the world, running Windows Server and Linux together, all running in Azure. Now, of course, this begs the question, all right, Jeff, if this is really global, how am I going to monitor this? How am I going to manage this if it's truly running around the world? Well, let's start with using Azure Monitoring. So with Azure Monitoring, this gives us a way to, in real time, provide granular ways to monitor my applications and resources. So let's drill into Azure Metrics. I'm going to choose my subscription. I'm going to choose my resource group, my Contoso loan app, and I specifically want to look at specifically this part of the loan application. Now here I can now provide some metrics that I want to look at. For example, average response time and CPU time. And now what you're seeing is, in real time, it's providing me, here's how my application is actually running. Now keep in mind, this application can have components on premises. It can have them running in the public cloud, whether it's Azure, AWS, or you name it. So again, we're providing the best of both worlds. And of course, if I need to manage this, I'm literally one click away from pinning this to the dashboard and being able to monitor it there as well. Now, Azure Monitoring is great for real-time granular searches, but what happens when I want to take advantage of data that I'm actually collecting and that I'm monitoring from my application resources, and again, on-premises or in the public cloud as well? Well, this is where you get to Operations Management Suite, or OMS. With OMS, we have powerful log search data analytics built in that allow me to mine my data that I'm already collecting on premises, probably through something like System Center Operations Manager, and then bind that with the intelligence and the machine learning of the cloud. Let me give you a perfect example using this powerful log search engine. I'm going to do an incredibly simple search. I'm going to do a wildcard search. Now, what am I doing? I'm actually looking through petabytes of data, and in about a second, I returned 6 million results. Now, on the one hand, you're probably going, oh my gosh, it's incredible how quick that is. And on the other hand, you're probably going, great, 6 million results, that's not actionable. That's just way too much data. And you would be 100% right. What you want to be able to do is you want to then filter this into searches where you can then do something actionable with that. So we're now going to actually do that same search, but now by type. And now we've gone from 6 million results to, 41. This is something I can now start to wrap my head around. For example, I've got performance issues, I've got security, I've got some VMware things I need to look at, my firewall, Azure Metrics, and so much more. But this query engine in log search is incredibly powerful. For example, I'm going to go ahead and paste something in here. Here's a query that we created. This is actually going to search through all of my SQL databases running in Azure. It's then going to provide me an overlay chart of their performance of all of these. So what I can see here now is, here's my databases in my Elastic pools running literally around the world, and I can see, yeah, everything is looking pretty good. I do have one that's running exceptionally hot up here. Let's take a look. Oh, this is actually my Contoso test database. You know what? We're probably doing some scale testing, so no problem. That's okay. I'm actually doing pretty fine here. So fantastic. Now you may be thinking, okay, Jeff, do I have to go build queries for all my applications and all my resources? Because that could be a lot of work. Well, we do that to provide extensibility, but oh no, we provide you built-in solutions in the box through OMS Overview. Each one of these tiles, for example, is an intelligence pack. We've actually built these to give you actionable things to do to help you better manage your organization. For example, change tracking, SQL assessment, where we'll actually look at your SQL databases and actually give you best practices, performance, scale, and security. Active Directory, a very, very popular intelligence pack. Office 365, Application Insights, and so much more. Probably one of the most popular ones, of course, is updates, because everybody understands just how important it is to stay on top of your patch management, no matter what operating system you have. Well, wouldn't it be great if there was a single pane of glass that allowed me to take a look at all of my servers, Windows Server and Linux combined, right here? With the OMS patching updates, you can see here I've got all my Windows computers, my Linux computers, and I can see the critical security updates. I can see all of this from a single pane of glass. And by the way, I have not left this one time. This is all happening from here inside of the browser. Now, at this point, you may be thinking, okay, Jeff, you've shown me a tremendous amount of data, a tremendous amount of monitoring capabilities on premises in the public, but you know what? I have a very specific role. I have to monitor a specific technology or a specific set of applications, and you've shown me just way too much. No problem. We also want to make sure that monitoring is extremely personal as well. So I've created my own monitoring dashboard. In fact, we're going to go into full screen so we can be immersed in this experience. What you're seeing here is a monitoring dashboard I created for my role. I don't need to see my entire infrastructure. I don't need to see every app and every service. What I need to see are the things that are important to me. And by the way, you'll notice this is all beautiful HTML5, so this is all being rendered on my surface here, and it's all touch-friendly enabled. I can see my application map. Here's how my application actually looks from a client-side, server-side app. Here are the other things that I'm monitoring, recommendations, etc. In addition, this monitoring dashboard is super simple to create new dashboards. I can share it with one click. If I want to edit it, guess what? I could simply drag and drop new tiles in here very quickly and very easily to customize this dashboard. And just like that, I'd be done. So super powerful, super friendly, and super personal. Last thing I want to get to, of course, is something near and dear to everyone's hearts, and that is security. Because again, we don't have a single conversation with you that doesn't have a security component when it comes to cloud. And this is where we want to take the best of the cloud and help you protect your organization. For example, here in the Security Center overview, I have a number of recommendations. These recommendations are using our learning, our machine learning, our data analytics, our intensive analysis to come back with recommendations for you to better secure your infrastructure. Even if you were doing this completely on-prem, this is going to help you as well. But most likely, if you're like most of the people we're talking to, you want hybrid, and this is the way to do it. So guess what? Now I can see I've got a number of recommendations. I need to install some VM agents and endpoint protection. Ooh, add a web application firewall. Let's go ahead and actually do that. So again, haven't left the console a single time. And in fact, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to sort by severity. And in fact, I'm going to scroll through here, and I have a sales app. I want to apply a web application firewall. I could simply do this, click on my F5, and it will go ahead and configure my virtual appliance. Or if I want to choose from a couple of different options, I not only have F5, but I have Imperva and Barracuda. Again, just clicks away. Finally, I want to show you one last thing when it comes to security. Again, we want to harness the power of cloud to help you protect your organization. And we're doing that through these brand new security alerts. With these security alerts, we're actually using our data analytics, and we're monitoring things like malware propagation. We're looking at potentially bad IP addresses. We're taking a bunch of analytics, putting all of these things together, and then we're actually telling you, hey, we're seeing some suspicious things happening. You need to take a look at this. For example, potential SQL injection. Suspicious double extension file has been executed. This is amazing to me. Modified system binary discovered in a dump file. Good luck trying to figure this one out on your own. So let's drill into this. What happens is here, there was a dump file, and in fact, Azure Security noticed that there was an image mismatch on a loaded module in memory during analysis of a crash dump. This could mean that someone's trying to actually compromise system files, and will actually give you remediation steps and everything. So think about what you've seen here. You've seen the power of Azure, the ability to deliver services and resources around the world, and you've seen hybrid cloud management, both with Azure Monitoring, OMS, taking the power of cloud and giving you the ability to manage your resources in a hybrid way better than ever, all available today. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff. Now you've now seen our vision for hybrid cloud and the power and the flexibility it provides to run your application and infrastructure anywhere. Now let's move up the stack though and talk about something else that I know is on top of mind for many, many organizations, which is how do you modernize the application you build to take full advantage of these hybrid cloud infrastructure and its capabilities, and to deliver solutions optimized for a mobile-first, cloud-first world. Our Visual Studio family now provides a complete set of development tools that enable you to build fantastic solutions on any platform and for any device. And with the latest release of .NET and the introduction of .NET Core, you can now build great container-based microservices. Our new Visual Studio Code, it's a code-optimized development tool that runs not just on Windows, but also on Macs and Linux, enable you to build apps in any language, including Java, Node.js, Python, PHP, and more. In fact, both Google and Uber are now starting to standardize on using VS Code internally within many of their development teams. One of the exciting additions to the Visual Studio family that we made earlier this year was the acquisition of a company called Xamarin. Xamarin enables you to build great native mobile applications that run across Windows, iOS, and Android. And Xamarin is now included built into Visual Studio and is available at no extra cost. Modernizing application isn't just about updating code, though, of course. It's also about updating the development workflows and enabling a continuous development model that integrates development and operations together. With Visual Studio Team Services, we now make it much easier to set up these types of very smooth DevOps environments, enable teams of developers to rapidly iterate on their solution in a reliable and repeatable way. And when you're building an application, data is absolutely core ingredient. For developers, we offer a very comprehensive set of capabilities, taking advantage of these capabilities from information management, big data store, advanced analytics, machine learning, can really improve the richness of your applications and turn them into intelligent apps. Now, please join me in welcoming Craig from the team to show off some of these capabilities.
Morning. Thank you, Takeshi. Good morning, everyone. Just need to wake up my machine here. So what I'm going to show you today is an intelligent application that really embodies those principles of intelligence that Takeshi was talking about, from data management to analytics and machine learning. The application is called First Response Online. This is an application for managing emergency response in the city of Sammamish back in Washington State. That's paramedics, fire, police, etc. This is a rich native application built using .NET. And what I'm going to show you today is the Windows version of this application with some sample data. But we also, in fact, have an iOS version and an Android version that were built using the Xamarin technology that Takeshi mentioned. And in fact, we were able to use 80% of the same code between those three native applications, 100% C#, 100% native. So I'm going to go ahead and log into this application. And what you'll see here is a map of the city of Sammamish and all of the current incidents that are happening around the city. And I'm going to go ahead and look at satellite view. It's a little bit more interesting. I can also see here on the map all of the responders, so all of the paramedics, fire officials, and police who are actually out on patrol in the city. I'm going to go back here to incidents, and I've been dispatched an incident here that is a reported speeding incident. And like I said, I'm logged in as a police officer, so I'm going to go ahead and navigate to that incident. You'll see this little blue dot here. That's me navigating to the incident. I'm going to go find out what the situation is with this speeding motorist and potentially issue him or her a ticket. And it looks like I just got a push notification from the cloud here that this incident has been updated by the dispatcher. It turns out that this driver's now collided with the curb. The driver's in shock and potentially injured. So now this has just gone from a speeding incident to an accident investigation. So I've arrived on the scene now, and I first want to make sure that the motorist is okay, and then identify them. Turns out he's okay. But then I've asked him his name because I want to try to associate this individual with this incident record. The motorist told me that his name is Zhao, but what I heard was Joe. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to identify and search for a motorist in Sammamish with the name Joe. So I go ahead and enter Joe and click search. And what you'll notice here is I'm not only getting back exact matches for the name Joe, I'm also getting back close matches for things that sound like Joe. The reason this is true is because we're taking advantage of Azure Search. And our Azure Search Index has been configured with a custom analyzer that enables phonetic search. So I also get close matches, which is really helpful in a scenario like this. And in looking at this picture, that is in fact the individual that was involved in the accident. So I'm going to go ahead and associate Zhao with this record. And now I can issue him a ticket as appropriate. So let's take a look at the data that is actually powering this application and building this intelligence. So here I am back inside the Azure portal. And you'll see this resource group here is a list of all of the cloud services that this application is using. And you'll probably notice here there's quite a few databases that are part of this solution. Now this application was built by an ISV and is taking advantage of a traditional sort of horizontal sharding pattern where we've got multiple different databases allocated to the application. And in this case, we've actually built one database per agency. So we've got one for fire, one for ambulance, one for police, et cetera. What's cool about Azure Elastic Pools is I can actually put all those databases together in a pool and monitor and manage them as one single resource. In fact, if I want to actually allocate more resources, let's say there's a disaster in the city and I want to make sure that all of these agencies' databases have appropriate scale capability, I can instantly pop in here to the pool, allocate more performance units, click save, and then all of those shards now have additional performance capability at their fingertips. So now you may be thinking from a developer point of view, this would be kind of complicated to program against a bunch of different shards, so having to execute multiple queries across multiple different databases. In fact, with the Elastic data tools that are part of the Azure SDK, we've made it very simple to execute multi-shard queries. So I'm actually going to show you this. Here I am inside of Visual Studio, and what you're looking at is the ASP.NET Web API backend for this application. So this is what my actual mobile application is talking to in the cloud. Now in the cloud, it's hosted on our PaaS Azure App Service, but here I'm running it on my local machine. And this is a controller inside the API that actually runs a query. So I'm going to execute this locally. And then I'm going to call this API. I'm going to use PowerShell. It's just an easy way to execute an HTTP query here. And you can see it's just plain HTTP. I'm going to go ahead and run that. And what should happen is we should hit this breakpoint, and we've done that. So now I'm going to go ahead and step through this breakpoint. Oops, I lost my, my stepper here. And what you'll see is this looks an awful lot like normal code with one exception for querying a database. I have this one thing called a shard map, which is going to give me back an array of the various shards, which represent those different databases in the pool. But what is the same, actually, is that it still is only one line of code to actually execute the query. So I'm executing what's called a multi-shard query, passing in that array. And then what happens is in the cloud, all of those databases are queried, and the results are aggregated back together for me. So from a developer point of view, I don't really need to understand all the complexity of all that sharding. I can still execute that query with one line of code. So I'm going to go ahead and let that run. And if we pop back over to PowerShell here, you can see the results come back, and they've been folded all together. So I can see results from department type 2, which I believe is a fire department. And I can also see results that have come back from department 3. So that's just how easy it is to execute a multi-shard query. Now, this application is powered by in-memory OLTP, which is part of Azure SQL Database. And what that's allowed us to do in conjunction with Power BI is build a real-time, literally up to the second dashboard of all of the data related to all of the incidents across the city. So an administrator in one of these agencies can actually get a bird's eye view of what's happening across the city. So here you can see a dashboard. I can look at the types of crime, where they're occurring, the time of day. On this tab, I can see information about the officers that are responding, who's responding to the most calls. And you'll notice this tag cloud here in the middle. This is pulling out information from the incident reports. And you'll notice there's a lot of intoxication apparently mentioned in these reports. So we may need to do something about that with the city government and figure out why there's so many intoxication calls in the city of Sammamish. But I wouldn't be able to really see that without this level of intelligence and visualization. Now, what if we could take this one step further and use predictive analytics to actually understand and predict where and when incidents are most likely to occur, so we could actually allocate resources to those places before things even happen? It sounds kind of crazy and futuristic, I know. But with the power of Azure Machine Learning, we actually have the ability to do that today. And every developer in this room, in fact, has the ability to do that. So what we've done is we've actually built a machine learning model here in Azure Machine Learning Studio. And I know it's a little hard to see here. And what we've done is we've trained this model with all of our historical crime data, all of our historical fire and paramedic information, as well as other data sources like weather, holidays, other things that seem to be correlated with incidents that take place. We've trained that model, and now what we can do is actually build a real-time heat map that is overlaid on the city, so emergency responders can actually see where and when incidents are likely to occur and go deploy their resources there ahead of time. So what you've seen today is the power of intelligent applications powered by data and the Azure cloud, and that every developer in this room now with this capability can build differentiated experiences that are intelligent, that are going to set you aside from the competition in the market. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand it back to Takeshi.
So Craig just gave you a glimpse of how you can use our technologies to build intelligent applications powered by data. And here are just a few more examples of customers using our platform services to deliver amazing applications. TalkTalk, a telecommunication company, for example, has built a high-scale media application built on microservices on top of Azure Service Fabric. Alaska Airlines quickly modernized an employee-facing application so that it's available on all mobile devices, and they did so in a matter of weeks using Azure App Service and Xamarin. Genie is delivers industrial machines, and their engineering department quickly, again, created a mobile app using Power Apps and Flow to do quality control. And the kind of mobile apps I just mentioned from some of our customers that are using platform services to build these mobile applications quickly also are great examples of how technology is changing the way people work. We all work very differently compared to the way we worked just a few years ago. And we also have very new expectations of how we should be able to work anywhere. And as you can see from many of the stats on this slide, these new requirements for how work gets done today basically builds new sort of opportunities as well as challenges. How do you provide your employees with the right tools so that they can collaborate and be productive, while also keeping your organization's data and information secure? Now, Windows 10 Enterprise, Office 365, and Enterprise Mobility and Security were all engineered together so that you have the capabilities to enable a secure and productive enterprise. With these solutions, you and your users can get more done without compromising security. Now, of course, core to a secure, productive enterprise solution is Windows 10 Enterprise. Windows 10 is the most secure Windows ever built. We made recent announcements around Windows Device Guard and Windows Information Protection. And these are two new key features that bring most secure experience to Windows users. And Windows 10 provides the best platform for getting things done, both for IT and end users, with features that end users love and management capabilities that are essential for IT. Office 365, of course, is another key element of a secure, productive enterprise solution. It offers incredibly broad and deep set of capabilities, from enterprise-class email to collaborative authoring and sharing, real-time voice and video, to business intelligence and analytics. And all of this is built on a highly secure, manageable, and extensive service platform. With over 85 million people using Office 365 at work every month, we're seeing incredible momentum with customers realizing amazing productivity at scale. And Microsoft Enterprise Mobility and Security is the third key element of our secure, productive enterprise solution. EMS, for short, provides a comprehensive solution for protecting all four critical layers: user identity, device, apps, and data. Just to name a few of its capabilities, it provides a single sign-on, secure sign-on with conditional access to both your on-premise applications as well as cloud applications. It protects data in corporate apps across device platforms and delivers automatic classification of data and encryption. It can also provide visibility and control for all the cloud apps being used in your environment, perhaps including even ones that you may not be aware are already used in your environment, and help that bring into the IT fold. Now, to show you how our secure productive enterprise solution comes together across Windows 10, Office 365, Enterprise Mobility and Security, please join me in welcoming Jeff to stage.
I am going to jump right into a productivity scenario on a mobile device. So on my mobile device, you see here on my home screen, we have a bunch of innovation, a bunch of Office applications available across devices. What I'm going to jump into is a dev version, kind of one of our early builds of Outlook. So for this Tech Summit, you're going to see some features that we're just releasing from an innovative perspective. So within Outlook, it's one of the top-rated apps within the App Store. It's an experience we want to deliver across all these devices. You have very easy archiving, scheduling, but we want to go beyond just triage, be able to help you be more productive on the device. And a couple of things I wanted to show for that were in the calendar. So in my calendar, we're using intelligence from the cloud and intelligence from your FreeBusy, whether you're hybrid, whether you're in Office 365, to be able to show meetings, people, FreeBusy access. Very simple. If it's a lunch meeting, we want to categorize that automatically for you. And if I want to create a meeting, I want to make it nice and easy. If I start typing in coffee, it knows that. If I do a meeting, it knows I want a meeting. You see there, I can immediately make it a Skype meeting for everyone to join online. But as we go, I can actually search through my global address list, connect it to my corporate directory, and I'm going to add Katie and Pavel. And these are all kind of standard features, right? I'm creating a meeting, I'm getting people from my organization, but the thing I wanted to kind of jump into is making it very easy for you on the go. As I go into this meeting, you'll see that it's not a good time for any of us. So one of the things we wanted to add was the ability to find the right time for the whole team. I can simply drag and drop. It shows everyone's FreeBusy, and I now have a meeting where everyone can be involved, just from my mobile device, quickly and easily. And there I can set my location. It's going to look online, Toronto Congress Center, and quickly and easily give everyone the place that we're going to have this meeting. So whether I'm on my mobile device, and I'll switch over to my PC in a minute, we want to make productivity easy for all your end users and for you to bring solutions to those end users. So switching back over to my PC, you'll see that I have an awesome certificate error. We're going to go back to the inbox. In the inbox, Office 365 delivered through Outlook, the same kind of experience that I have on a mobile device across to the PC. I wanted to highlight some of the intelligent features that we've been adding to the standard kind of Office applications. Within my inbox, I have other. I have a focused inbox, I have another inbox. This learns my behavior, and it knows the emails that I read, the emails that I respond, and it simply puts emails that I might not put on the top of my list into the other folder. It doesn't junk mail them, and it doesn't hide them, but it helps put into my focused inbox the things that I'm working on, the most important people, and really makes it productive for me and to triage through maybe those thousands of emails that we get constantly. I can see here that with a couple people on this email with responses that are happening to a meeting, some of the intelligence around my analytics. I can go into my analytics, see who responded to emails, get a little bit deeper understanding of who they are. Think about sending an email to a big team. You want to see who responded. When did they read? Are they reading my communications? I can simply, directly within Outlook, initialize my analytics and see when people read that message, who read it, what were some of those high-value people that are on that DL. Also, when it comes from a security perspective and bringing in that intelligence, we know that from a threat landscape, 90% of all attacks are happening behind URLs. And when we think about Windows 10, Enterprise 10, and Office 365 working together, You can see that someone has sent me a flight. I can click on that link to the flight. Behind the scenes, Office 365 ATP has understood that that URL was changed to a phishing attack, and it has stopped it. Within my browser, using Windows ATP, Windows Defender ATP, or within the browser, from a secure perspective, Windows Defender Application Guard actually uses virtualization technology for Edge to bring you the safest browsing experience possible. So whether it's utilizing the cloud to know that that URL changed and to make sure that my end user isn't affected, or utilizing the browser in a very secure way to make sure that my end users don't have malware and have a very secure experience. Now we're going to go a little bit into My Analytics again through the browser. And I just wanted to touch on a couple features. I know customers have been adopting this over the last year and a half, and we continue to innovate. So I have my meeting hours, I have my people who I respond to the most. I can simply go straight down in and see that Molly Dempsey is someone who I might want to interact with more or get more data on. And I can see my read percentage. I can see when I email, if she emails back. And it's kind of a health tracker for my productivity. So utilizing My Analytics, whether it's in Outlook or whether it's within the browser with the full capabilities of meeting hours, seeing if I'm working during my meeting, if I'm multitasking, what meetings are really important to me. It's about your own personal productivity and being able to not only keep track of that, but then plan ahead for your next weeks. So I do want to also come down to Excel, right? We all use Excel. It is an application that's been the core experience for Office for a very long time. I'm going to open up a T-shirt forecast. And the T-shirt forecast was a survey that we did against Facebook. Think of a marketing team or think of a sales team. And you see on the left-hand side that these are just verbatims from people. And it's hard to get an analysis when someone is simply typing comments. So what I've done is I've added, and I'll show you how it's already added, but I'll show you in my add-ins, I can simply go to the Office store, grab the machine learning add-in, and I can utilize that as part of Excel, reaching out to the cloud, gathering that intelligence. And what I'm going to do is use text sentiment analysis. This is just built into an Office application delivered from Azure Machine Learning, and I'm going to predict. It is going up to the machine learning. It is actually grinding through the data, coming back, and it gave me the sentiment analysis based on the text that was within my file. So I now can see positive scores utilizing machine learning directly within my Office application. If I take that E column and the G column, and I want to see where people are positive, where they're negative, I can simply add our new feature from Maps. Maps built into Excel that give you an interactive, direct map within your Excel so that you can cut and slice and really visualize data from a geographic location and make it easier to then present to others. So pulling from machine learning, putting it directly into a map, and all I did was have kind of the basic set of data. So bringing intelligence into our applications, core to the experience. Next stop, PowerPoint. And I wanted to show a bit of PowerPoint features that really pull in that intelligence that I've talked about. How many of us have had to start on a PowerPoint, on a topic, on a subject, and you want to get started very quickly? And also in an education environment, maybe students or maybe others who want to get started and you're staring at the blank piece of paper in front of you on PowerPoint. I wanted to show Quick Starter. Quick Starter is, again, pulling in from the Bing Knowledge Graph information that's available to me across the web. We're in Toronto today, and I'm going to do my email back to my team. So I want to get a couple of good Toronto facts and data and what we're all about, so I can quickly search and see that. I could choose contents, history, geography, or simply select all. If I have a design choice, I can do that, or I can simply go straight into a normal design. What it's doing is using Bing Knowledge Graph, pulling down information regarding Toronto, and giving me my start to my presentation. Thank you. Yes. Now, it didn't completely write it for me, right? We have to at least get some work in, but it gave me some key facts, gave me my contents, And one of my favorite things is it gives me the consider talking about. So as I am building out my presentation, it gives me those talking points that I can go research myself. And if I didn't quite like that design that it brought to me, I can always move into the design ideas, which again uses the cloud to generate images, generate different looks and views, and immediately changes as I see fit. So being able to pull in information, make it look great right at the edge of my fingertips. So thank you all very much.
So Jeff just gave you a small glimpse of what we offer in our secure productive enterprise solution, and many customers are already taking advantage of this. Hershey's, that I'm sure you all know, are using Office 365 across the globe. And they also use Cortana Intelligence to save millions by helping optimize their manufacturing operations. Cushman & Wakefield, one of our commercial real estate customers, are seeing tremendous value in Office 365, in particular when going through mergers and acquisitions. They were able to bring together companies that they're acquiring approximately 30% faster by using the Secure Productive Enterprise solution. And Renault Sports, Formula One team, is harnessing Power BI for real-time insights. They gather over 2.5 billion data points per race. And they visualize that data with Power BI and optimize their work by drilling into the dashboards. Now, digital transformation is more than just technology. It's about people. You're at the center of these changes. Our mission is to empower every person, every organization on the planet to achieve more. And we know this is only possible when we can help you be successful using our products and services to meet your business needs and to build out your career. We're investing in your success by delivering programs and training to help you learn about new technologies and to help you build out your career. Resources like MSDN, IT Pro Career Center, Microsoft Mechanics help you stay up to date and build new skills. Programs like Fast Track are designed to get you up running quickly. And when you embrace the resources available to you, and when you lean in to seize the opportunities, amazing things can happen. Let's look at a video to share the journey of 5 IT pros around the globe as they embrace the cloud.
In the beginning, I was a total skeptic. I was like, why would you want to put your data somewhere else?
Before the cloud, some of my peers were reluctant.
Is it something that can work for me personally, but also for the clients I'm advising?
IT professionals are always seen as the people who spend money but don't bring any value.
And then that kind of changed when the cloud and the evolution of the cloud came into being. We're able to be more responsive as a whole. It's helping IT so we can take on other projects.
Before the cloud, I was just trying to keep up with the maintenance of day-to-day. Now, I'm free to come up with creative ideas. You know, how can our marketing team do more and do it from home and do it from Singapore or China?
When you're innovating, you don't want to have barriers.
Things have gotten a lot smoother. Less security to worry about, less bandwidth issues.
With cloud, you can add on as you go along. No need to invest in hardware.
I see my whole infrastructure remotely on one device, one machine.
I can bring up my console and with a few clicks of a button, get a site up and running and then just reach out to the customer and say, hey, can you see it?
If I were to get advice, I would say be open to cloud.
My company now feels me as a more valued member of the team, coming up with new ideas, innovative ideas.
You will see yourself growing tremendously.
As important as you are, you could be so much more.
Learn as much as you can. Expose yourself to what available options you have and take advantage of it.
Needless to say, these are amazing times of change. And by being here, you're already ahead of your peers in capturing and leaning into new opportunities. While you're here, please take full advantage of the event, connect with your peers, and learn as much as you can. We're very excited to do whatever we can to help you achieve and exceed your goals. Thank you, and enjoy the Tech Summit.